Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. I was busy today, so I hope everyone is doing okay. So I was going on a cruise, and I bought a lot of clothes for the cruise, like this blouse. But if you notice, I wear various kinds of jewelry, and these are the things I buy in a thrift store, like the shirt, like the jewelry. And when I'm done with this stuff, I can always sell it. I bought it because I was going on a $300 cruise, and I didn't see any reason for spending hundreds of dollars worth of money on clothes for a cruise when the cruise was $300 for 2.5, 3 days. So I still might go on a cruise, maybe. I have leftover limeade that I made last night, and I will drink it too. Mainly this channel is about how to save money all the time so that you know you're not broke. So, okay, I made some tasty tea, and I usually make about 4 cups. Tonight I decided to have the real stuff, you know, no herbal tea. This is just regular tea. Now, what did I do with the box? I have so many things to show you guys. Okay, I buy these at Dollar Tree, penny a bag, and it makes 4 cups for 2 bags, and it's decent strength. So, okay, tonight I am making some meatballs. So I made meatballs, and I fried half, and tomorrow I will eat meatballs again. I'll probably have spaghetti and meatballs. Let me just see if this thing is going. Okay. So, I was working as a hairdresser, and I noticed that it was harder and harder to earn money like I used to, if not impossible. People were just not spending money like they used to. And I worked in shops, you know, pretty low-end shops, and I would ask the customers to please pay me in cash. And they wouldn't. And the shops that I worked in were pretty much cash poor all the time, too, because of that. So I noticed, you know, that I'd have to work 2 and 3 jobs, you know, in order to pay my bills. And so what happened is my ex-husband died. And so I got his Social Security. I had no intention of retiring. So in a couple days is my birthday, and I will be 65. And I would normally retire, but I didn't plan on retiring at all. It just worked out that way. I was just lucky. So one of the cheapest things you can ever make is meatballs. I can pretty much live on meatballs. Okay, now the thing about what I'm making is meatballs and gravy, because you're upping your protein with gravy, and it's really easy to make. And let me give you my meatball recipe. This is just the way I've been making them. Okay, I have 3/4 cup hamburger. And for every 1/4 pound hamburger, I toasted a piece of toast. So I had three pieces of toast, small pieces of bread, 1 egg, dry onion, garlic, parsley, crushed red pepper, and salt. And I made meatballs, and I fried them. And then I kept them in the oven, you know, and to make sure they were done. So anyway, I noticed that people just didn't have the spending power on, you know, to spend. And I worked in nice shops too. Not all the shops were crummy. A lot of them were. And so in that time, I learned a lot. And one thing I learned down through the years is hang on to all your cash. You know, yeah, spend a little money, but generally hang on to all your cash to make sure, you know, you never end up cashless. Because if that happens, you know, it's going to be really, really bad. And so I've been buying my meat on sale 30% off. So I bought some kind of pork ribs, and I bought, this is from some pub burgers. Okay, so this is powdered milk, and I think one of the best deals I have found on powdered milk is Dollar Tree, $1. And it makes 3 1/4 cups for $1. And believe it or not, this is going to make a pretty nice, let me show you something. If you can see my flour, ooh, this was in the oven. See how nice my flour looks? So it's going to be some good gravy. And the thing about it is, if you carefully make your gravy, if there's some left over, now this is just a little batch, so I doubt there's going to be any left over. I'm pretty sure I'm going to eat it all. So when I retired, I wanted to be really, really careful with my money, you know, because it's not just that you might die, which that could happen, but you might live, and if you live and you start losing ground financially, it's going to be so bad. So what I wanted to do was sell things at the swap meet. And somehow I came up with the eBay idea, and I started doing it. It takes you a while to learn how to do it, but I posted some of the stuff I sell on Instagram for you guys to get an idea. So if you want to see some of the stuff I sell, go to my Instagram, and there's some cute pictures of the dogs and the coyotes. So now, okay, so meatballs and gravy, number one. And another thing I realized is I usually serve everything with noodles, but rice is a lot cheaper. I mean, if you want to be a cheap person, rice is the way to go. And actually, rice is pretty good, you know. The other thing is, I was always a potato person, still am, but you know, I realized rice is a lot cheaper than sweet potatoes. Okay, so now the latest thing, and I want you guys to consider this because I am a firm believer that the grand solar minimum is coming, and this is year 1. Did you guys hear about the people swept away off the coast of Oregon by a giant wave today? That's bad. The one child's still missing. That's very worrisome if you live on the coast. They say anytime you see the water going way out, that's when to watch out. So, okay, so yesterday I bought for $1 these apples and pears, and they were in pretty decent shape. Some of them needed to be eaten, so last night I made some cooked fruit with, there was a couple pears that had some, look at my gravy, that had some spots. So what I did is I just cooked them out, and I cooked them down. I covered them with water. I put a little sugar, and I cooked them, and I chopped them with my spatula. This one, you know, I just chopped them, and then when it was done, I put 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, and that's one thing I am stockpiling. So where we're going with this is I've come up with a new strategy. Okay, one is stockpile food so that you're not always having on payday to run down to the grocery store and do away with a significant amount of money. So what I did is I went purposely looking for marked down produce, and I really found a lot. So I found the apples and the pears, and then, oh, here's the condition of the pears. Tonight I'm probably going to cook the pears down, and then I found green beans, and this was a lot. I don't know how much this was. And I found these crookneck squash for $1. So one of the followers told me to check out the meat on Monday. So I didn't, but I did buy a lot of produce, and I'm going to show you what else I bought. So I will be cooking this fruit down, and okay, so I saved these bags to keep my produce in if I need to. For $1, I bought 2 bags of limes and 4 bell peppers. So that was $1 I spent. Then I bought this, which is 2 cauliflowers and a big bag of radishes. So what I'm thinking is, if you know there's stores that have markdowns, what you want to do is go there every day. And then this one was, so now we're up to $3. This was shallots, there's some ginger, there's some kind of vegetables that I have no idea what they are, and it was $1. And already I've gone and taken a look at the produce. Yummy. So see how this gravy is really stretching your budget? And if you cook it a few minutes, okay, so now, then they had for $1, 3 bags of avocados. 2, 3. So what am I gonna do with these avocados? Avocados on toast. Okay, if the skins were broken, I'll throw those away. There was 2 that was broken. I don't know which one it is, but there was 2 that need to be used right away. So I got a whole bunch of avocados for $1. So this was the stuff I bought for $1, these marked down produce. So what I'm thinking is, by doing this, you're not going to be running out of food. You're going to get skills in the city. You're going to go foraging for food. You're not going to be prideful. And so then what I did is I cooked my green beans with a little bacon, salt, and pepper. And so this was 1/3 of the green beans. So I have a nice little batch of green beans for dinner tonight. Okay, so now, oh my goodness. Okay, so now, since I was over by 99 cent only in Santee, if you guys live in the East County, foraging for food, I was next to Grocery Outlet. I don't need food, but that's okay. I picked up 3 of these. You guys, these packages of food are getting hard to find. I think people are stockpiling. I think they're just quietly piling their house full of food. That's what I think, and I think you should too. And so then they had, what I like to buy is food that is 50 cents. So I bought black beans for Mexicali refried beans, and I bought these barbecue beans because I like to make a steak dinner with steak, barbecue beans, and corn. And I bought 2 cans of tomato paste because, you know, I'm still on the chefing thing. I bought for 50, everything was 50 cents. Chocolate, because I have a good recipe for chili for you guys. I bought 1 chili. And I think that's all I bought at Grocery Outlet. So, okay, so now I want to put my rice in the middle of my yummy gravy that's full of calcium. Okay, now, Wall Street Journal, January 2nd, 2020, pitfalls of vegetarianism. Okay, maybe we don't want to be vegetarians. Maybe just the cost of living is going to cause less ability to buy meat. So what we want to do is get our meat marked down like I did, 30%. anything that's perishable, cheese, meat, vegetables is always going to be marked down. And thank you to the follower who gave me the Monday tip. He said get up early, and I forgot all about it. But my tip is check every day where they do the markdowns. Okay, so filling in nutritional gaps. Calcium. Okay, calcium that can be solved just by buying milk. I bought a huge amount of milk marked down. Calcium. Eat dark, leafy green vegetables, except spinach, which is low in calcium. Almonds, sesame seeds, and fortified dairy alternatives such as calcium-fortified non-dairy milks. I think the best way is just take supplements in these things. Okay, number one, calcium. Iron. Eat seeds, nuts, legumes or beans, and dark leafy green vegetables. Consume them with a source of vitamin C for better absorption. So then, if you're vitamin C deficient, which is why I stockpiled the lemon and lime, I was watching Pink Fairy. That's a good channel. You guys should watch that. And her husband was mentioning one of the orange juices they got is total orange juice. So, by buying, I'm going to be trying to find that orange juice. I think it was at Aldi's. Zinc. Eat seeds, lentils, and tofu. I'm not a big fan of soy. Amino acids and protein. Eat whole grains combined with legumes as well as nuts and seeds. I'm going to be buying more seeds for sure. Omega-3 fatty acids. Eat flax seeds, walnuts, and canola oil. That's why I was eating the tuna. If you can find halfway decent fish, one of the best is for omega-3s is shark, but the shark could be contaminated by mercury. So even cans of sardines, if you stockpile sardines with mustard on crackers, that's good. Now here's the one, vitamin B12. There are no natural sources of vitamin B12 in vegan foods, so take a B12 supplement or eat nutritional yeast or B12 fortified foods. So I'd say the thing to do is get the stress vitamin B tabs, the maxi vegetables, and eat a little fish. Now, yummy. Let me show you my pear. Okay, I made these pear muffins out of my pears that I foraged. I'm very proud of these muffins, and they were easy to make too. Okay, I put the muffin recipe on my Instagram.